your mom, right? 17 are your in the car, right? 18, 19, 20.
Are you guys excited? Are you excited? This is video, guys. You better start talking. Are you guys excited?
That's the funny part about this. That's going to be the funniest part.
Okay, Missy Lane. This is Missy Lane, and she's one of my moms. I taught her daughter in 2nd grade. Isn't that amazing? So what a blessing for me. So we're going to give Missy Lane your undivided attention. Thank you, Mr. Ben. Yeah, that's exactly right. She's with the other class. Yes, she's going to be over through. She should be over here. Yes, that's what I thought. Okay. Okay. Sorry.
That's okay. I counted Okay, boys and girls, listen. Here's a Okay, first thing we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about the grist mill. Have you ever heard of do you know what a grist mill is?
No.
G-R-I-S-T, grist. And what it does, they take, there's actually a water wheel that I'm going to take you to, and the water wheel turns the water wheel around like this, and then there's 2 millstones, and they put the flour, well actually the wheat or the corn that they've collected, and they put it on top, one on top of the other, inside, like this. And then as the water wheel turns, then the millstones turn like this, and it crushes it into flour.
We touched it already,
That is quite the heavy millstone.
Pretend like there's mountains up there full of snow. The snow is melting, and it's coming down through the hills, all down through this pipe. And it's going down through the pipe as it melts, and it turns the water wheel like this. And as the water wheel is turning around like this, then the millstones turn like this. And then the flour gets wheat, because they didn't have refrigeration back in those days, so they had to make the bread every single day. Okay, follow me this way. We do have cats in the park, and we do feed them. There are wild cats though, so you don't touch them because they may have diseases and things like that if they bite you. Real, that's right, original and real. What's a replica?
A fake, well, a replica is like that building back there, how you had it, like the building kind of close to the lunch table over there.
It's along with the doctor who's in there working on a patient. So you go ahead and look inside and see what.
Look at the diner right
We're all done looking. Come on over here. It's broken. outhouse behind me. Right there. Now, an outhouse is exactly what it was. It was an outhouse. Did you hold your questions till the end? They used to call it back in those days.
That's what they call it in English.
Listen, when I'm talking, I can't talk when you're talking. Please be very quiet. Degradable. They didn't waste anything. They were very conservative about using things. So that meant biodegradable needs. Wait for your questions. Biodegradable house. Set the outhouse on top of that hole. They have a brand new bathroom. And that's not the reason I'm looking for, but that is a good answer. Yes.
Because if you use the bottom, it takes up more space.
That's a really good answer too, but that's not the answer I'm looking for.
So that they could put stuff in the...
So you put stuff inside the necks of the bottles? I'm sure they probably did that maybe, but but that's not the answer I'm looking for, but that is another good answer. You have good imaginations, that's very good. I'll tell you the reason. It's because how many of you ever taken a bottle that was empty and you've blown in it and made that sound that goes like this? Have you ever done that?
Yeah.
Can you imagine if all the necks of the bottles were sticking out of the house and a wind storm came along like this? It would make a lot of spooky noises, wouldn't it? So that's the reason why they made all of the bottoms of the bottles on the outside and the necks of the bottles on the inside. So. Okay, good. All right.
Okay, stay behind Missy Lee.
They would usually have gold in their pockets, or they would have a change, or something that owned the hotel would pull up the boards and they would collect all the gold and the coins and things that fell through the cracks. And so, do you think that's stealing?
Yeah.
Kind of. No.
Yeah.
Land of the free.
Are you going to buy me something?
Okay, you guys are silly.
Three. Ooh, that turned out good.
Okay,
Yes.
Alex.
All right. This desk, okay? Because it doesn't belong to me, it belongs to merchandise. Okay, very good. Thank you. All right. I am a very strict school marm because in the 1800s, that's what we were called, school marms. And the teachers were very, very strict. And I'm going to tell you that in those days, teachers were not allowed to be married and teach school. And the reason for that was not because of male chauvinistic stuff like we do nowadays. It's because of survival reasons. Everything was about survival in those days. People had a really hard time staying alive because it was a lot of hard work to stay alive in those days. Come along. Who would take care of the children? The wife would have to. The mother would have to take care of the children. And so they had lots and lots of children in those days. And so it was very important that the wife did stay home for survival reasons to take care of the children and the home. If there was if the teacher was a man, he was allowed to teach school. born in a little town in Texas, and he was raised in a little town in Clayton, New Mexico. And he went to school in a little house like this. And he talks just like this, too. and so my mama, though, she's from Los Angeles. She loves cowboys, and so she married my daddy. And so that's how that all came about. It's red, just like this one. And that's a mark. There's another mark right here. Now, this is a recitation bench. That's the correct last night, okay? Now, how many of you children on this bench did your homework last night?
We had homework last night.
It was today.
Well, we'll pretend like it was a school day last night, okay? Okay, who did your homework last night?
We didn't have homework on
Oh, yeah, right out here. Who did your homework last night? You have to do exactly everything perfectly the way the teacher tells you to do it, or you get in trouble. So you got to put your feet behind the mark. So you put your toes to the mark. So look down at the mark. Toes to the mark, not on it. Very good. Put your feet together. All right, homework I gave you last night. I'm going to ask you one of the questions, and you had better answer me correctly, and then I'll know whether or not you did your homework. What is the biggest island in the world? You can guess. It's okay if you guess. There's no such island as that name. I don't know. That island, that doesn't exist. Just think of any island.
I might.
No.
Oh,
What'd you say?
I don't know.
where do they say I might?
No, say
Island. You know what island is it?
Hawaii.
Did you say Australia?
Yes, he did.
Oh, Australia! No, that's not it.
No.
It's actually Greenland. Greenland is the largest island in the world. So, he didn't do his homework last night. What's your name, sweetie? Come on up here. Sit on this bench.
Oh dear.
the cone of shame, no.
The dunce hat.
Not the cone of shame.
The cone of shame. I've never heard of it that before. Called that before. That's funny. Actually, this is called the dunce hat, and it's spelled D-U-N-C-E. The name came from a man who's... Now, people are talking. Shh. Now, the man's last name who this came from, his last name was Dunce, D-U-N-C. And then somewhere along the line, they added an E. And he wrote poems back in the late 1700s, early 1800s, and a lot of people didn't like his poems. So whenever they read his poem, they would say, oh, that's Dunce. That's what Dunce wrote. Oh, that's Dunce. And somehow it evolved into the dunce cap. And so we're going to put this on. What's your name?
Oh my.
What's your name? Zachary. We're going to put this on Zachary's head. Now, Zachary is not stupid. He is not dumb. He just didn't do his homework last night. So we're going to make sure he does his homework tonight. We have this on him to humiliate him, so that, you know, because nobody wants to sit here. And because the children, they would out in the you know, when you were at recess time, the children would tease them, well, you're the dunce today, you're in the dunce cap, and all that kind of stuff. So he just doesn't want to be having to sit here tomorrow. And so he's going to make sure he does his homework tonight. And this is for all of you too. None of you want to sit up here either. So you're going to make sure you're going to do your homework tonight.
I forgot.
So,
No, wait, you were me. Here we go.
not even up to make you quiet. Okay. Back in those days, corporal punishment was allowed. And so, what's your name?
Luke.
Luke. Okay, Luke. You're my line leader, aren't you? Yeah. Okay. You better turn it up, young man. You won't be my line leader anymore either.
Oh, wow.
All right. Now, we're going to pretend, because this is really the year 2011, and if I were to spank him, I would be fired. And I don't want to be fired. I love this job. But I know that all of you parents have signed a disciplinary sort of thing at your school, because my children went to your school, and I had to sign those same things. So you do get spanked at your school. But
Actually, we don't do that anymore.
you don't do that anymore?
No, we don't have corporal punishment.
Is that right?
I'm so sorry to say, but we
I'm shocked. Wow. Okay. Well, they did back in the 1800s.
Actually, it did back where I was first teaching.
Yes, I know,
It
because
was the 1800s, but it was back when I was first teaching.
you need like that. That's fancy. Against the wall. Against the wall. That was the table I was telling you about, but it's covered, so you don't have to worry about it. Hold them up and take off your watches or things and stick them in your pocket, okay? Yes. Howdy, Joe! Howdy, Joe! All right.
do that. What time do you want to stop?
Is that right? Just like my mom and dad. Yeah. Well, that's pretty neat.
I haven't seen anything.
We'll see you till the end. We'll go see you.
Don't look at it. The gold is going to sink to the bottom. Because the plates of gold in there are 8 times heavier than the grains of
Oh, I saw a piece of gold.
work through the pain.
This is from Alaska.
There, yes it is.
Hey, we get to go look at the graveyard.
Awesome. I love you.
Can we go in the graveyard?
We get to go in the graveyard.
How are your arms, Becca?
Oh, how'd they get the gold in here?
It's like playing softball, right?
Nature and do it for real? No.
I used to with my dad.
I like to
It is hard work.
I like to think if I was around as many times, I'd have been a virgin.
Yeah, me too. I could have been a
And I was in, it's fun, I'm not getting though.
to her.
I said, you have to understand, my idea of nature is, my idea of roughing it was black and white TV. That's so true. Hold up the top for a second. I want you to watch the edge of the pan. That's where you're going to see.
You know who's the biggest wimps? The boys.
So far today, it's been the boys.
You went way too fast.
Oh, man.
95 years old now. But you used to do it.
Well,
If you would like to take it from me.
Micah.
You want to play in the sand or you want to pay for gold?
I want to try doing
So
it.
you want to play in the sand?
No, I want to try it.
Well, at $1,300 an ounce, looks like you got a bunch.
Now, did you get your jackets and coats? Couple left. For a while before he donated it to the county. And so during that time,
The Smith part of our name comes from an Old English word smite, which means to strike. Just like a knight in shining armor might smite a dragon with a sword, he strikes a dragon. A blacksmith smites black iron. Through the years, the word smite has been changed to the word smith, so a blacksmith smiths black iron. What do you think they'd call me if I smith gold? Goldsmith. What if I hit silver?
Silversmith.
What if I hit bronze?
Bronzesmith.
What if I hit copper?
Coppersmith.
What if I hit tin? What
Tinsmith.
if I hit baseball?
Baseballsmith.
No, they call me Ozzie Smith, famous baseball player, but probably before your time. But that's where the blacksmith gets his name. Black from the black iron, and smith meaning to strike.
but I'm going to take stills from the video. So make sure you smile. I know we're not supposed to feed the chickens, but one of the boys fed the chicken and it ate it. Yeah, it's like it's eating itself.
We haven't made it to the grand finale
You know, most people see it.
He was actually a very good man to begin with. He in World War, that was later. In the 1800s, during the Civil War lasted from 1861 to 1865, and he was a Union officer. That means that he was. Do you know about the Civil War yet? You haven't studied that much?